This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone. So I hope all are able to hear me and all are able to see my screen. As part of last session, so we started with writing an SQL queries and we covered a good amount of things, which is nothing but creating a table, inserting the data for only few columns, inserting the multiple records, inserting the records with a different order, then after retrieving the data from a table, then after retrieving only a specific columns from a table and seeing that a table definition, we observed these things. The aspect of today's session, we are going to understand the remaining portion on whatever we covered yesterday. So let's assume like you created a table and if you want to drop the table, whatever the table that you created that you don't like it, you don't want it, how to drop a table? Dropping a table. If you want to drop a table, you need to follow the syntax: drop table, drop table, table name, drop table, table name. If you want to drop the table, if you want to remove the table, you need to follow this syntax. Currently, you have two tables are with you. One is a product and the second one is a test. So we have one is a product, the second one is a text. So we have another table also, I think products. Let's see. Yeah, we have three tables are there. So if you want to drop a table, a test, drop table, the table name, test I mentioned. Whenever I execute it, so the connection got lost from yesterday. So whenever I execute that, so we need to mention the database where you want to execute that query. So whenever we execute this statement, it is saying that command executed successfully, and you can verify by refreshing that a table is not available. So you can create a table by using a create command, and you can remove a table by following remove command also. Remove command also. Then after, if you want to remove a multiple tables, yes, you have an option. Drop table. Like you just need to provide the table list as a column, like a comma separated list you need to provide. I want to delete product, and at the same time I want to delete the products also. Both the tables I want to delete. Select both the tables, click on execute. Click on execute. So whenever we execute that, both the tables got deleted, like a dropped. So drop table name will be used to drop a table, and you can drop a multiple tables also at a time. It can be 2 or 3 or 5 or 10, any number of tables you can drop by using a drop command. The next one is, so data types. Yes, we had to discuss that one, so we'll cover. So for now I am ready with one table structure. Just a second. I'm ready with one table structure. Let me execute that. So you know that how to create a table, create table, table name, and the column names are mentioned. We are going to discuss about the column data types. For now, consider that table is already there. And you know how to insert a multiple records, insert into table name values. So I followed that one and I created a table called employee info. So now, so this is the table that I have. Select a star from table name I just mentioned, and these are the columns that I have. Generally, in India, even if you go for 10 years experience, they are going to ask these basic questions only: employee table, department table. So no need to worry at all learning with this table, and we can add more different tables as part of coming sessions. So now, so here, the next one is how to rename a table. Renaming a table. How to rename a column. If you want to rename a table, you just need to follow the syntax sp underscore rename old object name, old object name, new object name. So in this scenario, old table name and a new table name. New table name. If you want to rename a table, you need to follow the syntax. Similar to whatever we discussed yesterday, sp underscore help. That is a predefined procedure which is going to give a description. Here also it is a predefined procedure by using which you can rename a table. So we have a table called employees info. I want to rename it as employees. I want to rename the same table as sp underscore rename, and I want to rename this table as employees. Select it, execute it. So it is saying that executed successfully. It is saying that changing any part of an object name could break your scripts and procedures. Yes, as part of your procedure or any other place, if you use the table name, if you change here, that is going to impact other areas also. So take care whenever you change, before you change. Now verify, is this query getting the data or not? It is saying that invalid object because you changed it. You changed as employees. Select it. You are able to see the data. This is how you are going to rename the table. Then after, if you want to rename a column, you just need to follow the same syntax. You just need to follow the same syntax. So sp underscore table name, the column name, and here you need to provide new column name, new column name. So let's assume employee number that you have as a column. I want to rename it as employee ID. So employees dot e number equal to EID. Execute. So incorrect syntax. Just a second. You can see that it got changed. It is saying, and you can re-execute that and verify the column name got changed. So to rename a column or to rename a table, here we have an option called sp underscore rename predefined procedure. Similarly, so we understand how to create a table, how to remove a table, how to rename a table, how to see the definition of a table we observe, and finally how to see list of tables that we have. List of tables that we have. Generally, there is a table. Generally, there is a table called sys objects. Select the star from sys objects. So, which is a view, a predefined view, which contains all the objects information. Sys objects in a sys schema, objects is a view which is going to display all the objects that we have in this database. If you want to find a user defined tables, there is a column called type. In that type, you need to verify for a U. A U refers a user defined table. So this is the only table that we have. If you create a more number of tables, let me create one more table. Let me create another table. You can see the two tables. So if you want to see the list of tables that we have, a list of views that we have, list of procedure that we have, list of function that we have, triggers that we have, you are going to use this command. This command is going to help. This command is going to help to get the list of tables from your database. So this is how you can work with a table. As Anand Singh asked how to add a column, how to delete a column, and how to change the data type of a column, we need to see the alter thing. So for now, these are the things that are associated with a table. Similarly, yesterday we discussed about inserting the data, retrieving the data. Inserting the data and retrieving the data. Generally, as part of retrieval, initially I mentioned select a star from table name. I'll select the column names from a table name I mentioned. Generally, the syntax is it can be column names or expressions or a function calls from table name. expressions, anything. It can be a column, it can be column name, it can be a column name, it can be expression, it can be a function call, it can be a table, and it can be a table name. So you can mention a star if you want to get all the columns, or you can mention the column names, or you can write an expression, you can write a function call from a table name. What do you mean by that one is select yesterday, like let's consider a star from employees. Select a star from. What happened? The table is not there. We have executed. Whenever I mentioned a star, we are going to get all the columns. But whenever I mention, oh, I require only few columns, employee name and employee designation. So whenever I mention only few columns, I am going to get only those columns data. So this we discussed yesterday. Star means all the columns it is going to get in the table. Column names means only that specific columns you are going to get. Then after, you can specify a static values also. Okay, so like I'm just extending this one by adding 100 here. I can add 100. I can add a 500. I can extend the columns by providing the static values. Similarly, I can write an expression. Whatever I want. 5 plus 20. 5 plus 20 I mentioned as a third column. It is going to return at 25. It is going to return at 25. So you can write any expression based on your need. You can do any calculation. It can be 5 plus 20 or 100 by 5 or whatever. Similarly, there is a concept that we are going to discuss in a future called functions. We are going to execute that functions with the help of a select command only. We can call the functions with the help of a select command. So in the select list before a from list, generally these are the things that we are going to keep. Top we are going to see in a future, but for now these are the things. You can provide a star, it is going to get all the columns. You can provide a column names. You can provide an expression or a constant value. You can provide a function. These are all things that we can do as part of a select command. Now select a star from employee info or employees, whatever. So select a star from employees. This is the data that we have. Just look into the data. We have employee ID, employee name, then after his designation, who is his manager, what is his hire date, what is his salary, what the money that he is going to get an extra as a referral or a bonus or a commission, for which department he is going to work. Everything is available there. So now I have a business requirement. We need to see employee name, and his department number, and salary we want to see. So we want employee name, department number, and a salary. If you want, select from employees, employee name, salary, department number. Observe that you got that one. So like we want those three columns. I just mentioned that and we got it. And we have a business requirement. We want to see the total salary of an employee. Total salary is nothing but his salary and extra income that he is going to get, that we got as commission. So how we can do that one is select ename. Let me write from list. So ename, then after department number, department number, then after salary, commission. These are the four columns that we want. Along with like a total salary. So along with a total salary. Now how to get a total salary is, you can write an expression. So you can write an expression like a salary plus commission. Just give me a second. So I just mentioned salary plus commission. So whenever I mention that, I am going to get like click on execute. I got a new column which is a combination of salary with a commission. So now you can see that I just mentioned a 5 columns. You got a 5 columns: name, department number, salary, commission, and this one you don't have a column name because it is an expression. You don't have a column name. There are some scenarios you may need to return a column name also. There are some scenarios this result set you are going to use as part of other queries. At that time, like you need to have a column name. So how to provide a column name? For an expression is, there is a concept called aliases. We used to call it as a column aliases. To provide a name to an expression or to provide another name as part of your retrieval, what you can do is, one you can do like, you can follow as total salary, total salary, as total salary. So whenever you execute, you can see that total salary, a new column came, total salary, a new column came. So you just need to provide as and a name. Is this limited for an expression? No, you can provide for any column. So you have a different naming conventions as part of your source. Name as a name, you can mention as a name. EDPT number as a department ID. ESAL as salary. E-commission as commission. So I just mentioned everything and re-executed. You can see that the new names for the columns got. So aliasing is not only for an expression. Aliasing can be done for any column whatever you have. If you want to give another name as part of your presentation, you can do that aliasing. This is one of the way to give a column aliases. We have other ways also, where here as is a not a mandatory here. As is not a mandatory. You can remove the as. So column name equal column name space another name if you give. If you give click on execute. You can see that without as also you are able to see the new column names. There are some scenarios like you can follow this syntax also. That expression, instead of mentioning as, instead of providing without as, what you can do is you can provide new column name equal to that value. Even this is also going to work. So you can provide your own name to the returning column, return name query, by following as the new column name without providing as, and column name equal to an expression, column name equal to expression. These are the three ways that you are going to follow to provide an alias. From where we came, we are discussing about a select list. As part of a list, I mentioned that instead of a star you can mention column. Along with a column you can provide an expression. We found one of the use case here. We want to see a total salary of a specific employee. Total salary of a specific employee can be retrieved based on that e-salary with a commission. E-salary with a commission. So whenever we need to write that expression, but we need to send a column name also, for that column aliases we observe. Now, whenever you see this one, like whatever the expression that we written with alias, observe here, employee name, department ID, salary, e-commission, total salary. It is saying that salary equal to 80,000, there is no commission, but the total salary is a null value. Null value yesterday I mentioned, if you not pass any value, null value will be entered. So now for a few employees, they don't have any commission, or they don't have any bonus, or they don't have extra allowances. In that case, yes, the total salary is actual salary, but it is showcasing a null. Whenever you write that expression, why it is showcasing is here, like you are performing a sum with a null value. E salary with E commission, you are going to calculate null with any operation is going to be null. So if you are going to perform any comparison or any evaluation, that is going to return a null value. So you cannot add a value to a null. To handle this one, we have a function called isNull, which is going to accept two values. One is a column name or a value. The second one is a new value. Column name or a value. The second one is a new value. This is one of the predefined function that we have. As part of existing built-in functions. As you understand that null with any operation is going to return a null, we need to fix that one. Whenever there is a null, we want to escape that one with a 0. We want to replace that one with a 0. To handle that, we have a isNull function is there. So we are going to verify whether the value is a null or not. If it is a null, it is going to replace with the value. Now observe here, select a isNull of 500, 100. It is going to verify the first value is a null or not. First value is a 500. If it is a 500, it is going to return a 500. It is going to verify only the first value. If it is null, it is going to replace. And I am providing null here. IsNull is going to verify the first parameter. If it is a null, it is going to return the other value. So with this function, you can fix the problem that you have. The problem that you have here, where the total salary of an employee who don't have a commission is getting a null. How to fix that one is, we are going to add E salary. E commission is the one which is a culprit making an issue. What we can do is null. If it is a E commission is not a null, we are going to take that value. If the commission is null, I want to replace with a 0. Now execute. Now you are able to observe that wherever the commission is null, you got E salary as a total salary. Wherever it is not a null, you got the new added value. This is how you are able to fix the problem that you got with a null value. Till here, on dropping a column, renaming a, undropping a table, renaming a table, renaming a column, seeing the list of tables, and along with that column aliases, select a list, and this one is null. Anyone having any questions up to here? Anand Singh, Yadav.
No.
Okay, so cool. So the next one is like we understand how to create a table, delete a table and rename a table, seeing the list of tables and inserted the data, retrieved the data, all the columns or a few columns, whatever we want, we retrieve. And if you want to filter only few records, you filter the columns by providing your select list. That is okay. But if you want to filter only few records, you have an option called where. So the next one is filtering records. Filtering the columns we observed by providing a select column names, but filtering the records is going to follow a where. There is a keyword called where. Whenever you want only few records from the table, you must use a where condition. So here, what is the syntax here is select a star from, it can be anything, select list, star or a column names, expression, star or column names or expression or a function, whatever from a table name. Now here we are going to use a where. We are going to use a where column name operator. So column name operator and value. Column name operator, column name operator and a value. What do you mean by that one is? What do you mean by that one is? Here we are going to filter records based on a specific column, and we are going to filter that column based on the operator and a value. So in order to understand in a simple notes, select a star from, so employee info you take, select a star from employee info, okay, employee info, I didn't insert employees. So this is a table. Let's assume I want to get the employees for the department 20. You just need to provide the table name where the column name e department number equals to 20. So whenever you mention this one, you are able to see only the records which are associated for a department 20. That is what I mentioned it as. I mentioned it as column name, operator and a value. Column name, operator and a value. So I want to filter department based on the department number column. I want a subset of records from a table. I want to filter based on the department number, which is a 20. So it is able to filter. Like that, we can do a filtering of a table by following a concept called operators. There is a concept called operators. Operators. So our next topic, hopefully today we are just going to start, and tomorrow, day after tomorrow, is going to be operators. Then after we are going to take a 1 or 2 days break. Then after we are going to continue with the data types. That is the plan. So you can filter the records based on the operators. You have different types of operators are there. Called it as arithmetic. Arithmetic. The second one, relational. The third one, a list. Third one, a list. Fourth one, range. The fifth one, the range. And we have unknown value. Unknown value. And string operators. Are pattern matching operators. String or pattern matching operators. So these are the different operators that we have, and along with logical and set operators. These are the different types of operators that we have. So you can filter the records by using arithmetic, relational, list, range, unknown value, and string, logical, and set. Set operators is not going to filter the records, frankly, but based on the two result sets, it is going to filter. It is going to get a few records from a two result sets. Whenever we follow intersect or except, yes, it is going to get a subset of records. So these are the different types of operators that we have. These are very important. It is not only at a where it is going to get at a like a having, it is going to get as part of your select list, it is going to get as part of your procedures and functions everywhere. These are the different operators that we have. In that, let's start with unknown value, like as it is going to be easy thing. We are going to have is null, comma, is not null. Is null and is not null. Is null and is not null. So here, first of all, unknown value refers a null value. Unknown value refers null value. And value refers a null. Whenever you are having a null values in your data, if you want to filter that records, if you don't want to filter that records, at that time you are going to use this operator. Now you are having select star from employees, select star from employees. Here you observe that for few of the records there is no commission. There is no commission. I want to identify all the employees who is having a commission. Who is having a commission? So as you know, I want to filter based on the commission column. The requirement is like this. I want to see all the employees or employee names whose commission is null, who don't have a commission, which means the column that you are going to filter is based on the commission. So where e commission. Now you need to mention column name and operator. You cannot compare null value with any value. You cannot mention equal to 0. You will not get anything, because null value cannot be compared with a 0. What you need to mention is, if you want all the employees who are not having a commission is null, who is not not having a commission means yes, we require null people. So click on yes. You are able to see that these are the people who don't have a commission. Similarly, if you want to see all the employees who is having a commission, so the commission is not a null for the people who are already having a commission, not null. So you can execute. You can see that only the people who are having a commission came into picture. So you can play with the null value records by using a is null, is not null, because you cannot compare that value with any value, and we used to call it as a unknown value. For that we have a is null, is not null commands are there. Similarly, we have other operators also that we are going to see as part of next session. Hopefully by day after tomorrow we'll close that one. Till here, anyone having any questions?
No. No from my side.
Okay, so I'm stopping here. We'll continue from here as part of next session.